The night Emeka remarried was filled with music, laughter, and celebration. Friends and family gathered to witness what seemed like a fresh start for a man who had known deep loss. After the death of his first wife, Emeka had struggled to raise his only daughter, Chiamaka, alone. So when Ede came into his life, graceful, charming, and seemingly kind, it felt like a blessing. But not every smile carries good intentions. As the guests cheered and danced, young Chiamaka stood quietly in a corner, watching her new stepmother. Ede bent slightly and forced a smile at the girl, placing a hand on her shoulder. To everyone else, it looked like love. But deep inside, Ede had already made up her mind. This girl would not stand in her way. At first, everything seemed normal. Ede played the role of a caring wife and stepmother perfectly whenever Emeka was around. She cooked, she laughed, she even helped Chiamaka with her homework. But the moment Emeka left for work each day, the house transformed into something else entirely. A place of fear. Chiamaka was no longer treated like a child. She became a servant in her own home. She woke up before sunrise to clean, cook, fetch water, and wash clothes. If she made the slightest mistake, Eda's anger came down like a storm, harsh words, slaps, and sometimes worse. The little girl endured it all in silence. At night, she would curl up on her bed, hugging her pillow tightly, whispering to the memory of her late mother. She didn't understand why life had suddenly become so cruel. She only knew she had no one to tell. But secrets never stay hidden forever. One evening, Eda received a phone call that revealed the truth behind her wickedness. She was drowning in debt, chased by dangerous people who wanted their money back. Her plan was simple and heartless: sell off Emeka's properties and disappear. But there was a problem. Chiamaka. The young girl was the rightful heir to everything Emeka owned. As long as she existed, Eda could not fully claim what she wanted. So Eda made a decision that would change everything. She contacted a street thug named Kola. Together, they planned to kidnap Chiamaka and make it look like she had run away. Once the girl was gone, nothing would stand in Eda's way. Days later, their plan was put into motion. As Chiamaka walked home from school one quiet evening, a van suddenly pulled up beside her. The doors flung open, and rough hands grabbed at her. She screamed, struggling with all her strength, her small voice echoing through the street. Just when it seemed like no one would come, a voice rang out. Mama Busy, a sharp and fearless neighbor, had seen everything. She shouted for help, drawing attention from others nearby. People rushed out of their homes, and the kidnappers, startled and unprepared for the crowd, jumped back into the van and sped away. Chiamaka was saved. But Mama Busy knew this was no random attack. Something was wrong. From that day on, she began to watch closely, observing Eda's movements, her behavior, her strange phone calls. And before long, she discovered the truth. One afternoon, hidden behind a window, Mama Busy recorded Eda speaking on the phone. "Next time, we finish the job. I want that girl gone," Eda said coldly. That recording would change everything. When Emeka returned from a business trip, he immediately noticed something was off. His daughter looked thinner, quieter, and afraid. The joy that once lived in her eyes had faded. He questioned Eda, but she was quick to twist the story, painting Chiamaka as stubborn and difficult. For a moment, Emeka didn't know who to believe. Until Mama Busy stepped forward. She handed him the recording. That night, the truth finally came to light. As Eda sat in the living room, confident and unaware, Emeka played the audio. Her own voice filled the room, exposing her cruelty and her plans. The color drained from her face. Emeka's hands trembled with anger. "You tried to destroy my daughter?" he asked, his voice shaking with disbelief. Eda tried to deny it, then to run, but it was too late. The police arrived, just as Mama Busy had arranged. Kola was arrested shortly after, and Ada was taken away in handcuffs, her lies and wickedness exposed for all to see. Justice had finally been served. In the days that followed, the house felt different. Quieter, but peaceful. Emeka was filled with guilt for not seeing the truth sooner. He held his daughter close, apologizing over and over again. Kayameka, despite everything, forgave him. Because love still lived in her heart. Slowly, life began to heal. Emeka became more present, more attentive. He made sure his daughter never felt alone again. Mama Busy became like family, always checking in, always caring. And Kayameka. She found her smile again. Months later, at her school's award ceremony, she stood proudly on stage as her name was called. She had become the best student of the year. As the crowd applauded, Emeka stood among them, tears streaming down his face, not from pain this time, but from pride. He looked at his daughter and smiled. "Your mother would be proud," he whispered. And for the first time in a long time, everything felt right. Because in the end, the truth had won. Love had survived. And a broken family had found its way back to light.
Whispers echo through the night, wrong and right begin to fight. Every step a silent plea, someone come and rescue me. But the night can't hold